Have you ever been so frustrated with your tech that you want to throw it out? Hi, I'm Elemi from Yeyeo Botanica. Welcome to your spiritual home. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Our channel is about spiritual lifestyle and African spirituality. And if you're interested in any of those topics, stick around. But first, I want to shout out all my people from Seattle, Washington. Woohoo! Welcome. Oh my gosh. I am doing this video because I was having so many issues with my tech. Oh, my phone, my computer, email, and I was like, I'm gonna go research what this is all about. So if you've ever been frustrated with your tech, I'm gonna tell you some of the spiritual reasons other than Mercury being in retrograde that could be in play. So let's get started. I figured out that there's maybe about anywhere from 4 to 7 real core reasons. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 core reasons that you could be having disturbance with your technology, outside of it being Mercury in retrograde. And for people who are interested in Mercury in retrograde, I'm sure you know a lot about it. I'm not going to kind of take a lot of time to talk about that. Planetary movements, planet Mercury, other planets moving in a particular pattern that can cause technological disturbance, communication disturbance, or mishearing each other, misunderstandings, and so on. All about miscommunication, kind of going, I heard green, you said red, I thought you said that the green goes on top of the red, you know, whatever it is. I know that most of us have experienced this, but we may not have correlated it necessarily to either Mercury or that there could be some reason for it, right? So let me tell you about what was happening. And this happens every couple of years, but I noticed over the last couple of weeks when this was happening, I was like, I got to do something about this. And I'm so glad I did, because now all of it stopped. But I wanted to share it with you because I thought to myself, I know I'm not the only person having this issue, right? I've had friends who were like, we're on the phone talking, and then it's like, hello? They're like, I can't hear you. I'm like, I can hear you, right? Or you're texting going, oh, let's call later. Let's talk later. Or you keep glitching, right? On the telephone. Trying to send texts. You send texts to people. They never got it. They never saw it. You thought it was sent, or you come back and it says not sent. I mean, everyone has had all these really strange, glitchy things happen. Computers, right? It could be something that you do every single time. You come back, everything is logged out, as an example. It's not normally that this will be a big problem. It will be more of an inconvenience and a nuisance to you than anything else. But there are some real reasons why these things can happen. So let's get into that. So the first thing that I sat and thought about when I was meditating, what could some of this be? And when I went to do some research on technology glitches with spirituality, I was like, all right, we're in the game now. Here's some pointers. And one is the signs of spiritual disturbance, right? So static, I call it static, right? Whether it be people saying things, funky energy, just whatever it is, something that is a disturbance in the force, right? Around you, with people, related to communication in some way, or something that you're doing that there could be some negative vibes to kind of get in your way to execute that. That's one. Two is having negative energy in the environment in general, right? So let's say that you needed to clear the space in your home, or had a visitor that it was like, bye, right? That visitor, you're like, goodbye. And now goodbye went your technology too, right? So it can be just negative energy or just depressed energy, low vibrations in a particular space/environment. The other one is, which I think is very, very, very interesting, is I noticed that when there are like weird weather patterns, this can also bring forth technological glitches, acting really strange. But it always, remember, this video is about how does it affect you, not just what's happening, but how is it that you're also interacting with this thing, right? With your phone, with sending a document, communicating with people, getting your point across, and so on. The other one is having a personal imbalance, whether it be, like I said earlier, clearing a space, but in this case, needing to maybe clear yourself, or re-energize yourself, reboot your energy, reboot your personal battery. Sometimes when your battery is very low or your own energy is low or off, out of alignment, technological issues can occur. For people who are really into doing chakra balancing, using crystals, things like that, they can also notice these kinds of disturbances. But I will say that there are quite a few crystals that can be used to help to balance out the technological glitches. But one of them that I personally like to use is shungite. And shungite is kind of like a black tourmaline. It is a black stone, but it is really good to deal with different frequencies, electromagnetic energy, different kinds of radio frequencies, and so on. So shungite is really good for that. The other thing that I noticed is that people who are in, let's say, African spirituality, or they're into a earth-based tradition, they can also lean on different energies, different deities that deal with technology. And some of you guys know that Ogun is like my boyfriend. So Ogun, the Orisha Ogun, is in charge of technology. He is the Orisha of the internet, right? And technology. So leaning on him to kind of figure out, hey, is he trying to give me a message? Is he trying to give you a message? Is he imploring you to do something? Or whatever your practice is, if there's an energy that deals with technology, definitely tap in with them to see if it is something that maybe you need to do. So there are two more things that I wanted to share with you. One is when you need to balance yourself. We talked about chakra balancing and things like that. But when I say balancing yourself, reconnect yourself. They say that many times when people have technological difficulties or they're having a lot of glitches, it could be that you need to reinitiate, kind of regroup with your relationship with the source, your higher self. Sometimes people are a little disconnected with their higher self, and this work, it's like technology is frequency, right? And it's another way to show us that we need to get reconnected. Why? Because many times technology becomes disconnected, right? And so this is like a mirroring effect of what's going on with us. And lastly, I want to say that if a person is under some kind of negative attack, any kind of psychic attack or anything like that, that can also cause technological issues. I had someone who, we were having a conversation and we must have called each other back maybe 8 or 9 times trying to have a conversation, so much so that they had to use someone else's telephone just to for us to have this call, use someone else's mobile just to connect with each other. And so again, these glitches, I guess you would say, can happen in so many different ways and for quite a few different reasons. We talked about a space needing to be cleared, negative energy in the space, people being out of balance, being out of alignment, your relationship with the source being out of alignment. It could be some kind of psychic attack. I mean, we could be here all day. So now we've got at least 5 real good reasons, in addition to Mercury being in retrograde, right? Being one of the reasons why you could be having technology issues. So I want to say to you, if you've got some great ideas, oh, I almost forgot. I have a great one for you too. So if you're a person who has pendulums at home, definitely using your pendulum around your space can also recalibrate the energy in your space. I hope that you got some ideas about things that you can do to move energy, reconnect yourself, make sure that your technology and your communication are in unison. And if you've got any great ideas, definitely tell me, because I need to have them in my toolkit just as I'm sharing with you. Share this video, like and subscribe, and definitely, if you want to stay in the know, hit that bell. And see you next time. Ashe, ashe, ashe.